Shipper's Guide. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go and get to know some ships with Shipper's Guide and all the shippers. The ships will never end. It's shipping time. If you survived that and read the title, you'll know it's time to dive into Adventure Time. A bit of a daunting task, as not only does this show have many episodes, 229 and rising at the time of this recording, but it also explores some deep concepts, and its ships are no exception. So let's dive right into Bubbline, the pairing of Princess Bubblegum, the ruler of the Candy Kingdom, and Marceline, Vampire Queen. Adventure Time is an adventure series taking place in a post-apocalyptic world that has been divided into numerous kingdoms and contains almost no humans, but is instead populated by new creatures that have emerged from the radioactive waste. The show deals with numerous themes such as religion, existentialism, coming of age, and politics, and many, many more. The characters are often placed in scenarios that play upon these themes, and these two women are a perfect example. So let's meet the players. Princess Bonnibel Bubblegum, also known as PB, is the ruler of the Candy Kingdom, made up of candy people she created herself. She is a kind yet uptight ruler who is shown to have control issues and an obsessive level of attachment to her job and creations. Despite this, it is shown that this stems from a place of deep caring, and seeing as how she has been alive for millennia, she has a different view of people than the much younger, often protagonist Finn. She even knew Finn in a previous incarnation in a past life. She is very mature, but wishes that she did not always have to be, and has difficulty forming true friendships, but is extremely loyal once she does so. Next up, we have Marceline Abadir, a vampire surviving off the red essence. Marceline survived the end of the human age and was transformed into a vampire in the wasteland sometime after. Marceline is very laid back, but has a lot of issues with her father and her past, including her past friendship with Simon, the now Ice King. She uses music and rebellion as a way to express herself. She is mischievous and free-spirited, and not nearly as scary as she pretends to be. Since the very beginning, it was clear that Marceline and Bubblegum had some kind of history. In the episode What Was Missing, Marceline sings the song I'm Just Your Problem, about how someone is disappointed with her and can't deal with her as she is. A song that is clearly directed at Princess Bubblegum. Since then, fans wondered what was the nature of their backstory. Over time, it was revealed that the two had extensive dealings in the past before the Candy Kingdom was so large it consumed all of Bubblegum's time and focus. In the episode The Sky Witch, it is revealed that the t-shirt from What Was Missing is Princess Bubblegum's most prized possession, as she even sleeps in it and smells it upon waking. She also keeps a picture of her and Marceline inside her closet. All of these things could be construed as friendship, but also have relationship overtones that fans wondered about. In 2014, fans who shipped the two thought that they had their pairing confirmed by Canon and the show's creators. Olivia Olson, Marceline's voice actor, stated that yes, indeedy, Marceline and Princess Bubblegum had a brief stint as a couple, and that this information came straight from the creator, Pendleton Ward, who she alleged had said to her, "You know they dated, right?" when she came to him for clarification on her character's motivations. However, in a now deleted tweet that same year, she stated, "I like to make things up at panels. Y'all take my stories way too seriously." While that tweet was then deleted, someone of course screen grabbed it. This is the internet, so it lives on. So whether what she said about Princess Bubblegum and Marceline is true or not, her confirmation lived on. On the flip side, Hinton Waltz, Princess Bubblegum's voice actress, confirmed them as being best friends who had drifted apart when Bubblegum matured faster than Marceline, which caused both to have abandonment issues. So now what is going on is a little convoluted. However, if this pairing, or at least its history, is partially endorsed by the show itself, why is it not more overt? Well, allegedly, according to Ward, it is unlikely to become more overt since in some countries where the show airs, such activity is construed as illegal. And so if the show were to come out on screen with such a revelation, it could be banned in those countries. This news angered some fans who felt denied their pairing due to intolerance, and that this decision is contributing to the underrepresentation of lesbianism in the media, even in comparison to other parts of the LGBT community. So this seemed to them like just another instance of female queer identity being erased. On the creator side, however, the struggle between deciding between having a platform and taking a stand can be a difficult one. if that's the choice that the artist is actually trying to make. One factor is that it's hard to get ratings these days, and the more countries the show can be broadcast in, the better chance it has of staying on the air, which is a consideration that all content creators weigh. While some countries would not choose to ban the show should Bubbline become canon, certain scenes may find themselves edited, as happens with Steven Universe in the UK, that removes scenes deemed too sapphic in nature by their censors, which as a result changes the meanings of some scenes and hence the relationships between certain characters for that viewing audience. As such, what may be occurring is the queer coding of Marceline and Bubblegum, coding being the practice of adding undertones associated with a subculture or idea that would not get past censorship were it to be made overt. This technique has been employed pretty much since censorship in film came into play, especially during the golden era to get things past the Catholic League. This may be what is occurring with Bubbline. With this relationship in the background, it guarantees that small hints of it can play in the foreground. As such, they may be picked up by observant viewers. However, the thing with coding is that unless creators confirm it is happening, it can be left up to audience interpretation, and there's much room to maneuver in subtext, so there may be no coding at all, and the background hints may just be in keeping with Adventure Time's overall tone, which tends to be more subtle and allow audiences to draw their own conclusions, and the canon is then adjusted as the creators see fit. Adventure Time has a very fluid relationship with its canon and its fans. Based on what is implied, the breakup, whether it be friendship or romantic between these two, was not good. In Varmints, it is implied that Bubblegum began to ignore Marceline with little to no explanation, and the two just drifted apart. Side note, friendship and romantic relationship don't have to be mutually exclusive either. You can be best friends with your lover. It's possible, people. Which again means for fickers, there are many options of how to play with their relationship, inventing histories of their breakup or the good times dating, as well as reconciliation or fix-it fix for the future. So how do these two fare as a couple? Well, they both have very different personalities, but it is clear that Bubblegum has a fun side that she can let out with Marceline, even if only a little bit, and Bubblegum understands the loneliness and the frustration of existing for so long with a single purpose. She isn't afraid of or disgusted by Marceline and accepts her both as she is, and should she choose to be so, as a human when Marceline considers losing her vampirism. The two have developed a deep understanding of each other born of knowing each other for years. As a couple, it's clear they could easily fall into a comfortable rhythm that could last forever, with Marceline pushing Bubblegum to try new things and PB providing the vampire with an anchor and level head for day-to-day existence. So why would you not ship it? Well, firstly, a show's canon confirmation, if that is indeed what the 2014 con was, means nothing if this pairing doesn't catch your fancy. And since the relationship is so low-key, it can be written off as them being besties who drifted apart for those who do not ship them. Another reason could be that some simply find them far too different, or may have gotten into the unfortunate trap many fall into with female characters of pitting one against the other in terms of preference, which can cancel out a desire to ship. Also, Princess Bubblegum can come across as a little cold and cruel on occasion, especially in the early seasons, and some fear that aspect of her personality turning on Marceline, or anyone she has a relationship with. Both have sharp edges to their dispositions that could easily be turned to hurt. However, it has been shown that neither one truly wishes to hurt the other, but have both done so unintentionally. Others still may simply like the idea of them drifting apart, which is a very adult concept and deserves representation, as well as the idea that sometimes things just end, things change, and not always for the better. Sometimes love cannot compete with responsibility. It's a very deep message for a cartoon aimed at children, that love is not always enough. So on the whole, the relationship between Marceline and PB is in a decent place in canon. They are comfortable with each other, and most of the bitterness seems to have eased. As for how far fans want to take it, that is up to the realms of fan art, role-playing, fan mixes, and all the other amazing stuff the community has to offer. There is also an official Adventure Time comic series that has even more interaction between these two, although again, these comics are not considered canon. Bubbline is unique for its low-key potential acknowledgement or lack of acknowledgement by the show's creators, which makes shipping it and writing or drawing about it feel like giving the couple a form of representation they unfortunately are not currently allowed to achieve due to some constraints by the social environment. It is also interesting to see the diverse opinions held by people about characters who work on that very show. However actors feel about fans and fandom, whether they take it seriously or not, which is a discussion for another time, these characters are important to people, and fandom can act as a form of representation as well. For what is it but a form of expression and a continuation of a narrative in the form that the creator of said fan work finds more truly encompasses their reality? So for those shipping Bubbline, keep on going and creating representations the canon cannot currently fully provide. And if you don't ship it, that's fine too. Different strokes for different folks. Not everyone is gonna feel this ship the same as any other. Are you a Bubbline shipper? If not, what pairing on Adventure Time tickles your fancy? If you watch it at all, that is. Thanks so much for watching Shipper's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check out social media to stay up to date, and as always, stay tuned, for there are as many ships out there as there are stars in the sky.